Happy 2021 everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I took a couple of days off to get some much needed R&R, and hopefully all of you enjoyed a safe and happy New Year's too. But it's that time of year again when I do a little roundup video of all the figures I purchased in 2020. Which, to be honest, really wasn't that much, but I do want to give you my top 10 ranking of all the figure arts I enjoyed from last year's roster. So before we begin, this list doesn't include all releases, as I didn't pick up every figure from 2020. I skipped most of the Dragon Ball releases like Jackie Chun, Kid Chi-Chi, and Tao Pai Pai, and was unfortunately unable to pick up the US only exclusives like Ultra Instinct Omen Goku, the androids, and of course Zamasu. But I will be including third-party releases from Demoniacal Fit. These figures of course are my personal top 10 and based on my own biased opinion and what they mean to me in my collection. So I'm sure there will be some figures that you might think should be higher or lower ranked or may not even make the top 10 list at all. But that's all good. I'd love to hear what your top figures of 2020 were and why, so make sure you drop your own list in the comments below after the video. Alright, so at number 10 it's Kid Gohan, and more than anything I was just happy that Gohan, one of my favorite characters in the Dragon Ball series, got a figure released last year. As I mentioned in my review, I'm not completely sold with the proportions, as I think the torso is a little too long and better suits Kid Goku. But the very anime accurate head sculpts, as well as the fact that Tamashii gave us two versions of Gohan in one figure, was definitely this figure's best selling point. Still, I think it was a little overpriced for what we got, and being a web exclusive didn't help either, which is why it's at the bottom of my list. In my opinion, one of the best repaints, reuses of the Goku 2.0 body. Beautiful paintwork that faithfully represents the Kaioken technique, and an additional new head sculpt that makes it more than just a regular Goku repaint. Unfortunately, other than the new head sculpt, that's all the accessories we get with this figure. Even at its reasonable price point, some kind of aura effect or even a Kamehameha effect piece would have been greatly appreciated. Probably one of the most anticipated releases in this line for 2020. Piccolo 2.0 was a figure everyone was looking forward to. Unfortunately for some, didn't live up to the hype and was a little disappointing in terms of scale and accessories. And yes, the controversial lip coloring didn't help either. Still, it was definitely a step up from the original, a figure that had much to live up to. Great sculpt work and great articulation just made this figure a lot of fun to pose around and is one I still have on my desk. Though not perfect, I'm really happy that we finally got a 2.0 Piccolo. Probably as good as Captain Ginyu in terms of articulation, sculpt work, and fun factor, but the balancing issues and loose joints in the torso make posing this guy not as enjoyable as the team's captain. And although coming with a ton of accessories, some of them could have been better executed and unfortunately will probably never be used. Still, this is where I think Tamashii should be headed in terms of their future releases. A lot of love went into this figure, really feels like a figure that was made by fans for fans. So I really wanted to rank this one higher in my list, as Vegito Blue is probably one of the coolest fusions in the series, but the fact that no other forms were included in this set really brought it down for me. Still, Vegito Blue came with some great accessories, especially the final Kamehameha, probably my favorite effect piece from the line, and a beautiful head sculpt in my opinion. Now I know this isn't an official release, but I just had to include this figure in my list as it's probably my favorite figure from Demoniacal Fit. And even though it's not an original design, it's still an excellent execution of the original figure and more. Demoniacal Fit managed to give us collectors a chance to own an exclusive figure that was poorly handled by Tamashii in terms of distribution, and add that just a little bit extra to give Tamashii's release a run for its money. Two forms for Goku, two forms of Goku, plus an original sculpted head for Jiren adds so much play value to an already great retool of the Goku 2.0 body. Tenacious Martialist falls a little short in terms of quality, but they really aren't far behind. If you missed out on the original exclusive release, this alternative is definitely worth your time and is excellent bang for your buck. Some people say it's all in the eyes, And I'd have to agree. In my opinion, one of the best sculpted figures in the Figuarts Dragon Ball line, second to maybe Awakening Goku. This figure is full of sculpted detail, from the newly sculpted battle damage pants, the shirtless torso, a version of Goku we have all wanted, no more ripping off half-torn shirts from the Awakening Goku, a beautiful head sculpt that isn't just a base form Goku repainted, and probably one of the best, if not the best, head sculpt of Goku to date. The only thing letting this figure down for me was a lack of paintwork to bring out those sculpted details. A bit of shading would have bumped this guy a few ranks up for me, but nevertheless, one of the best Goku figures out there. Beautiful sculpt work, great articulation, some really nice shading work, something that is unfortunately quite rare in Figuarts these days, and some decent accessories makes Full Power Jiren an all-round excellent release. It's not the most complex of designs, but this figure is definitely a faithful representation of the source material, and I think a figure that is high on a lot of collectors' lists. A lot of people ask me which Jiren to get: base form Figuarts Jiren, Figurized Full Power Jiren, or Figuarts Full Power Jiren. I'd have to say this one is the full package. So there really wasn't much separating my number 1 and number 2 pick for 2020. But the decisive factor for my top 2 figures unfortunately wasn't on the figure itself, but the accessibility to us collectors. Grade 8 Vegeta is, in my opinion, just pure fan service. Though not in true scale with the rest of the line, I really didn't think we would be getting a figure of this size in the Figuarts line. Did we need a Grade 8 Vegeta in our collection? Probably not, but it's just an awesome piece and something that you really need to have in hand to truly appreciate. It's not just the figure itself being a beautiful piece of art, but the experience of unboxing the figure, holding it in your hands, and having it tower over all of your collection. Thank you, Tamaji, for making these unorthodox releases. It's what makes the line so interesting and fun. And finally, we've come to my number 1 pick of 2020. And this may come to you as a surprise, as Captain Ginyu is definitely not a character I have any sentimental attachment to. Still, I was blown away at just how well this character was executed. You could definitely tell a lot of love went to this figure. The designers and the production team did their research. They knew what this character was about, and they gave us a figure that could do everything it needed to do. It's big, it's well proportioned, it has excellent articulation, great accessories, and is just a prime example of what every Figuarts release should be. The whole package, plus being a regular over-the-counter release for a reasonable price. And that is it, guys. That is my top 10 S.H Figuarts Dragon Ball figures for 2020. If you're still here, thank you for watching till the end. Again, this is just my personal list of 10 figures I enjoyed last year, but please let me know what were your top picks of 2020 in the comments below. I also want to take this opportunity to thank each and every one of you for all your continued support throughout 2020. I know it was a tough year for everyone, but I really do appreciate you taking the time to watch my videos, to comment, to like, to subscribe, and for all of you who supported my custom work too. All of that really got me through last year, and I can't thank you all enough for supporting me and this channel. 2021 looks like it'll be another stellar year, already with half of the roster filled out till June, and a fan favorite soon to be released at the end of January, that of course being Bardock, father of Goku, so do look out for my full review of that release this month. Once again, thank you so much for watching. You guys really are the best. I look forward to another year of awesome figures and reviews with all of you. Stay safe, keep healthy, and I'll be seeing you all very soon. Yoroshiku!